Wait, why is there a random video game in my biology lesson? Oh, poor Leafin. I don't crave Coca-Cola anymore, but even 2 years after my last coffee, I still want a Well, that's probably because the main thing that you were craving from Coca-Cola was the sugar, more than likely, and you're getting sugar from other places. Sugar is what... even if you're not actually consuming any outside source of sugar, you're synthesizing it. You're completely capable of internally manufacturing sugar. You only need a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of sugar that from what most people have in their diet to run, and it's mostly your brain that needs it. You need tiny amounts of sugar, and your body is entirely capable of just taking any old trash that it's got and be like, yeah, I need sugar, and don't have any. Okay. Give me that milk bottle top, that piece of string, that sellotape over there, and also the rubber chicken. I will make sugar, and it'll just synthesize it, and there you go. Good to go. But, like, you know, it's really nice. Everyone likes sugar. You know, there's no way around it. We're kind of, it tastes nice. So people just you know, gobble it down. You don't actually need it though, at all. You will make the sugar you need. But yeah, that's probably what you were addicted to from Coca-Cola, and you're getting that from loads of other places. Whereas if you became addicted to caffeine, and like one of the only places you were getting that was coffee, well, if you haven't replaced that with anything else, then you're probably still remembering it fondly, and I'm like, oh man, it's been so long. Oak, thank you very much for the 29 months. Yay, sugar! Oh, marvelous. Eat more chocolate, get your sugar and caffeine. Oh, no. Yep, pretty much, Melissa Riddle. As long as you've got a good liver, you don't need sugar. You will make it. Which is doubly sad for those people who don't have good livers. Like, I can do dietary gymnastics that someone who didn't have a healthy liver would quite possibly do serious damage to themselves for trying. Like, I've got options with my diet that if you don't have a solidly functioning liver, is just flat out dangerous to do. Oh, thank goodness, fried mushroom. But yeah, I remember chatting with one of my content creator friends. We were out for a meal, and everyone else around the table was ordering things, and he was on the water. And I just said, "Oh, you teetotal, or you just being sensible?" And he was like, "Nah, I can't drink." I was like, "Oh?" He's like, "Yeah, I drank too much." And doctor said, "No, you need to basically stop. Your liver, like half of your liver, is dead. So you need to stop drinking, and then, you know, maybe you can go back." And so he stopped, and he did months and months and months, and he slowly, he was like, kept going back. "Oh, can I drink there? Can I drink here?" And he's like, no, to give it a couple more months, you know, your body heals. And then eventually, like after X many, like a year or two or something like that, this went back. Then he said, "Yeah, so when can I go back to drinking?" And he was like, "You can't. There isn't enough of your liver left for it to be able to repair the damage that you did. So, yeah, welcome to being teetotal now." Like, yep. Don't abuse your liver, kids. You will really regret it when it's not there anymore. I mean, you'd be dead if it wasn't it, but like, you know, you can get by with half a liver, like literally half a liver. The other half will regrow. It's just, you know, you won't get the function of a full liver. You'll still have a partially functioning liver. It'll just get to the same size, more or less. But yeah, not good times. Super bad times. Aavak, I want to thank you for making me realize how good the icy fan is. It was only now that I realized that it no longer destroys the precious water. Indeed, the water just melts. Gotta remember to keep a spare liver lobe around, just in case. Well, that's what they do. They can transplant like half a liver and it'll just grow, rebuild. But it'll never be a fully functioning liver, even if it gets to the same size. Unfortunately, it would be very good if we could just regrow organs that were partially damaged. Quite a few animals can. We are not so lucky. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just pull that down, though. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things going on. Like, every generation is the product of the things that the generation before learned to do, but hadn't had enough time to test yet, more or less. Like a lot of diets and science and stuff like that right now. Ooh, body temperature is bad. Ah, yes, yeah. So about that, yikes. That's gonna be awkward. I think we're gonna have to get oil. I don't think there's any way around it. I'm gonna have to get oil in order to get my Draco farmer properly. It sucks. Alright. Now, one thing I can do is I can stick an aqua tuna down in this water. That water's going to get crazy hot, but it's going to take, because there's so much water there, it will take an age to get to the point that it steams. It flashes to steam. So I can temporarily use it as a means to keep an aqua tuna cold. Not a good solution, but it is a solution. If I just drag this down all the way and just let this area fill with water, then eventually that would work. Donk. Yeah, let's get down there. But yeah, if you... This is something I didn't fully grasp when I was younger and I was in school, and I figured, no matter what I do, no matter how wild I am right now, I can fix it later on somehow. There'll be medicine or something like that. It's like, yeah. But the best medicines we have are a pale echo of how good our bodies are at doing things naturally. So if you just don't take the mick and push your body to an excess that breaks something, then just with time and a bit of TLC, your body will repair itself like fantastically well. And it does its job fantastically, stupendously well. Trying to achieve that, kind of synthetically is very hit or miss. We are nowhere near to the technological point where we can realistically make better versions of our bodies. We will get there. I have no doubt about that. We'll make legs that work better than natural legs. We'll make hearts that work better than natural hearts. In fact, in terms of design, evolution isn't so much survival of the fittest, it's death of the weakest. It's a very random, time-consuming process. You're not guaranteed to get the best version of something. You're just likely to eliminate the worst version of it. And our understanding of engineering, we can make a quote-unquote better version of a heart. It's not self-powering like ours is. There's other drawbacks. We haven't worked out the kinks, but a turbine is better than a pump. A constant flow of blood at a measured pressure is significantly better than the of your heart constantly beating and getting stronger and then getting thicker and more buff muscles, which is a problem when it's your heart because it's meant to be flexible and elastic. The stronger your heart gets, the worse it performs, ultimately, beyond a certain point. I mean, a very weak heart is also a problem. But, there's reasons why you don't want to have a strong heart. Someone with like high blood pressure, that's one of the biggest things they're at risk of, is that their heart has to work harder to pump their blood around because there's so much pressure it's having to move. The heart will do it like any other muscle. You tell it to do something that's difficult for long enough, it'll get buff. Your heart's like, all right, I'll hit the gym. get on those weights. Got to get them gains. Got to push this blood. And then it gets so strong that it swells and it gets thicker and the muscle fibers grow denser. You know, it's a very difference from fast twitch, flexible muscles and slow twitch, strong muscles. And then your heart just suddenly is like, yeah, this is really, really bad. I can't do my job properly. And every now and then when I get stressed, I almost pop my brain by pushing the blood too hard. Yeah, this was not a good idea. Oh, if only I could shrink, but now it's kind of a problem. Well, I mean, you know, it's a measured pressure. You know, your heart is pushing blood around at different pressures depending on how much you need the oxygen. If you have a turbine, it'll work in exactly the same way. You get a nasty cut, and it'll be pushing that blood out at a measured pace. Probably no faster than your heart would do it, but it might not reach the highest peaks that your heart does, or the lowest lows that your heart can when something's going wrong or when you're super relaxed. But by the same token, you know, you could easily design a system that could detect a sudden drop in pressure, as would be the case if, I don't know, an arm just got cut off and there's a massive artery just gushing blood out. And all of a sudden the turbine were like, well, this is a problem, and it would lower its pressure, lower the speed, or maybe increase it or something like that. Or maybe you'd have stent structures in your extremities. They're like, yeah, there's a sudden sanguination. There's an oversanguination going on somewhere down this track. I should probably start restricting blood flow just in case. Just in case, we'll send some exploratory nanobots just to find out that I'm not actually just like pumping all my blood out into the vacuous, uncaring wilderness of the world. And then it's like, yeah, no, it's fine. We're just really, really excited. And it's like, oh, okay, then fine. Increase the pressure. It's probably just a vigorous masturbation session or something going on. Okay, Sheila, thank you so much, Gareth. Have a good sleep. My father had an arterial valve calcify open, meaning that after the last pulse of his heartbeat, blood was able to flow back into the heart. Yikes! As a result, his heart had to grow to be extremely strong to get enough pressure out to feed his body. Eventually, he had an open heart surgery to replace the valve, and his heart burst the stitching the first 4 times they tried to sew it back together. Yep. Yikes. That is full bore. But yeah, there's all sorts of things that can go on. And again, like I said, when I was younger, I used to have this impression of like, yeah, no, the body's great. I can do whatever I want, and it'll fix itself. It's fine. I guess I just didn't think about it. Is probably more the case. It wasn't that I was ignorant. I was like, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll fix it later. It was just I didn't really put much thought into. Yeah, you know what? The body's amazing, but if you break it, it'll never quite be as amazing ever again. If you break it a lot, yeah. I mean, scar tissue, for what it does, amazing. Super cool. Yeah, we need to solve this problem, though, before it becomes a big issue. So I'm going to need to get an icy fan in here. But, the body, you know, yeah. There we go. Let's get that done. Scar tissue is amazing at what it does. But it kind of impedes what it does as well. It's like, yeah. So, we don't die from just wounds that would pretty much kill any other mammal on the planet. But on the flip side, I mean, if you completely ignore the whole, you know, aesthetic side of scars, if you're just thinking of the functional one, yeah, you know, scar skin doesn't quite perform as well as normal skin. It's a bit less flexible, you know. Scarred organs, it's even worse, you know. Especially if that organ is responsible for, I don't know, like, you know, something's meant to be absorbed through the cell wall. Well, scar tissue's a lot denser, much harder to absorb, to allow things to pass through it. But as a survival mechanism, scar tissue is bloody amazing. It's like crazy, crazy good. Oh, scar tissue is a lot better than nothing. Yes, it's a lot better than quite a lot of other things you could have. Scar tissue is there to keep you alive when the world is trying to make you not alive anymore. And in that capacity, it is very, very good at its job. But the flip side is, having scar tissue is not quite as good as just having normal tissue. If you had it, if you didn't have a scarred liver, then you'd be able to drink as much as you want, or, whatever. Well, no, that's the point. You can drink as much as you want, but just want to drink not too much. Is the general way you should be working with it. Scar tissue is the very epitome of orc engineering. Oh, I got cut. Time to throw more stuff at it until it's thick. Yeah, more or less. It's like bones knitting together strong. But yeah, the body's amazing, as long as you don't mistreat it. Even if you do, realistically, you're probably still going to be okay. Again, it's an amazing machine. But it would just be super great if it didn't break, because then you wouldn't have to worry about it. Better to have an unbroken machine that could repair itself, but hasn't needed to, than a machine that got broken, repaired itself, but now doesn't quite work the way it used to. As a general rule. This has been a very rambly stream. I hope no one minds. Let's cancel that, though. Yeah, like I said, I mean, ultimately, again, evolution isn't survival of the fittest; it's death of the weakest, by and large. I had a little bit of random variance in there, but generally, after a set amount of time, evolution isn't going to give you the best solution. It's going to have eliminated the worst solution. So, you might end up with the best one, but that's just luck at that point. More than likely, you're going to end up with a good enough solution, but not the best. So I have no doubt that there will come a time when we are able to make improvements on our own biology. A version of ourselves which outperforms the original in every measurable way, which has fewer, very, very much fewer drawbacks than the original has. For whatever particular problem might present itself. But it will take a long time before we're there. So, in the meantime, just take care of what you got. Because it's the best version of you're going to have. Probably within the next several generations. I'm about to deconstruct my electric fan. My electric what's-it-majigger. I need some help in knowing what electric what's-it-majigger you're talking about. Ah! Yes. I see. Thank you. Transformer. Diolch yn fawr. You saved me from a lot of problems there. So I'm using to that luck into the best. Some YouTuber or other does evolution sims that usually involve moving right as fast and as far as possible. One time, my first cycle got an amazingly fast one that went left. Code Bullet? I've seen Code Bullet do a lot of evolution-style coding solutions. Australian lad? Was that the one you're thinking about, son name? Yeah, Code Bullet, yeah. Now, I've said it before, I am in no particular way attached to the bone mecha that my brain is piloting. The bone mecha covered in meat armor. But, whilst this is what I've got, I will take my best care of it I possibly can. If, however, someone presented me an alternative option that had no particular downsides, like out and out downside. It's like, yeah, we'll give you these legs. They can actually run at 400 kilometers an hour. It's just that, every 400 kilometers you run, you're going to have a heart attack. It's just it'll restart your heart again. It's fine, but it's going to be excruciating. It's like, I'm good. I'm good with what I got. Yeah, no, I think this is good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if they came to me and said, yeah, so you signed up to go to Mars. We just kind of think that there's a lot of stuff on Mars. It was just, we're just going to cut off your lower, like from about your hips down. We're going to replace it with tank treads. Functionally, these are the most advanced tank treads in the universe. You can actually roll around on the ceiling. The gecko grip tank treads, it's fantastic. The amount of modability that's there as well. Also, you'll have inbuilt Wi-Fi. And I'll be like, no, yeah, sign me up. I don't care about the human shape. It's literally just a shell that I'm piloting for now. It's just worked really well up to now. If you can give me a flat out upgrade, I'm not attached to looking like a humanoid. No. Bring on the gecko grip tank treads. 100%. Don't even need to think about this. If they came to me and said, yeah, we're gonna give you like spider legs. Only there is a bit of a drawback. You're gonna need to eat 13 times as much in a day to power them, because it's running off an internal reactor that is just basically, fueled by biomass. It doesn't matter what you eat, by the way. You can eat rotten food, you can eat whole people, like squirming and everything is fine. I'd be like, no, that's fine. There is a bit of a downside. That's a lot of food to eat. I'm gonna have to dedicate much more of my day to eating than I feel absolutely comfortable with. But spider legs, sign me up. No, wait, I get to eat even more without worrying about becoming a ball? So, I wasn't thinking about it from that perspective, but yeah, I guess from a certain perspective, that's actually an upgrade as well. That's not even a downside. That's just a flat up. This is great. This solves so many problems. I like eating. So having to eat more without getting bigger, this is fantastic. Yeah, no, I get where you come from there, Nine. I get where you're coming from. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of these things. I'm if I'm perfectly honest, I'm kind of jealous. Kind of jealous about the people who will be alive in a few hundred years' time. I wonder what we're going to look like then, as a species. What marvelous things we'll have done. I regret that I probably won't be around to observe or see what fantastical heights we have climbed to. On the plus side, I'm also unlikely to be around if things don't quite go as optimistically and we end up sinking. It's like, that kind of sucks that I'm not going to be around to see the inevitable techno revolution. But on the plus side, probably not going to be around for the crazy Mad Max part either, where, all of a sudden people are eating each other. I mean, and look, okay, I don't mind the whole idea of cannibalism. That's just effective, really. It's just not wasting food. But what I don't like is proactive cannibalism. It's like, run around, eat or be eaten. That sounds like such a bother. Also, you are handling this very well. I can only imagine that this is not how you hoped your life would turn out. Understand, though, that I'm not necessarily talking about a super bright future. I mean, I'm just talking about how crazy the future is going to get. It's going to be interesting to see where we take things, where we end up going. As much as I joke about, I wouldn't want to be around the Mad Max thing, there's a part of me, it's like, well, I mean, I'd kind of be interested to know how we work out with that. How would we deal with Mad Max style universe? How would we deal with the zombie apocalypse? I don't want to be in one realistically, but I'm kind of curious about what would go down. Kind of curious about how society would change as a result of something like that. Would we suddenly get over some of our silly hang-ups and be like, yeah, you know what? All that stupid stuff we used to fight over. Man, we were just super immature. Damn. Well, you know, for one thing that the crazy zombie flesh-eating cannibal apocalypse mutant pirate thing did, it taught us how to be better humans. That would be neat. You know. But, yeah. The universe is a crazy place. Right, I'm doing a lot of chatting and not a lot of gaming. I do apologize for that. Distraction over for now, unless chat re-engages me again. Aavak, I feel kind of bad about the dupe whose task it is to build that ladder in that freezing pool and has a massive pit of CO2 above it. Like, couldn't they just get a skimmer or something? Nope. 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 No, this is evolution on a very, very small scale. Eventually, the only dupes left in the colony will be the ones that can hold their breath for the longest. It's not necessarily going to be the best dupe, but it will be the elimination of all the dupes who can hold their breath the least. Hey, I've been getting into Dwarf Fortress the last couple of days. Any tips for that? Necromancers. I should do a just chatting stream at some point. I really should. Right. This icy fan kind of need that done, guys. Need to cool this down enough that we've got food for the Dreklet when it hatches. How long have we got? Well, we got quite a while, actually. There's a 2-tile gap above the clean water tank that's making dupes walk through several tiles of water to get to the left side. Oh, is that? Oh, damn it. Yes, there is. When I was telling everything else to be broken down, I also told it to break down that, apparently, which was a mistake. Thank you very much. See, this is what all of that chanting does. I get super distracted. I can only imagine the comments I'm going to get on the second channel when I upload these VODs. Like, yeah, so I came here to watch some Oxygen Not Included, and instead I got a biology lesson and then some weird discussion about future pirate space zombies. What the? How? Right. Once this is done, this room will be quite pleasant for my dupes, I would hope. How are you doing? Still not quite there. In fact, really not quite there. Last cycle's decor, ugly. That wasn't good. Most people haven't got that, I would hope. Oh no, actually most people do have ugly. Poor. Okay, well, we'll hopefully be able to resolve this. Right, what's the temperature now? It's not a terrible temperature. At the very least. But I do want to get an aqua tuna probably down here in amongst all of this. Eventually. Also going to increase the importance of that ladder. So I really want to get all of this down there just so that we can drain more and more of this water out. Nominal, thank you very much for the 22 months, mate. I'm doing very well, Nasagi. Thank you so much for asking. How about yourself? One cool trick Aavak showed off is starting with an anvil, tetra ore, and fuel for silver and copper, and an anvil right off the bat. Yes. Yes. You can get a lot more... I don't know if it's changed, because it's been so long now, but I tend to find that starting with the ore you would need, rather than bringing an anvil, is a better one. Sorry, was it that I built the anvil? I think I built the anvil as a result. I might be wrong actually on that one. But regardless, it was basically you'd bring enough wood. Well, yeah, just in case, and 3 tetra ores because you'll get silver and copper out of that, or silver and lead. Can't remember exactly. It's been a long time. Yeah, the ore is significantly cheaper than the parts. Like, you'll save a lot of money on that. A lot of money. Yeah, my grill is, in fact, under a lot of CO2 because we've been getting a lot from down here. But this is now dug in. Up you go. Oh, Noin, thank you very much for gifting the sub there. Oh, Nasagi, I'm really glad that you've been enjoying my content on YouTube. Thank you. Yeah, you have to start with the anvil. The anvil's all the way down in Dwarf Fortress, TMK. It's no Moria that makes the anvil else. Right, yeah. I was getting them confused. But yes, start with an anvil. I think it was like 3 blocks of tetra. And then... well, let me get that cleaned up right away. The ice melted. Right, yeah, of course. And I also want that now to be a 7. I'm going to drop these in priority to 7s, and this one up to an 8. Actually, I'm going to drop these to a 6. Each of these to a 6 for now. But, yeah. It is much cheaper to bring along those early metals you'll need than anything else. You discovered me for Rimworld forever ago and stuck for everything else. Oh, thank you. Yeah, gonna need those special suits very soon, I imagine. Very, very soon. Because this is hard. They get down, yeah, they get to the point now they can't get down any further, so that's where it stops. This is enough water, though, for me to be able to build some stuff. And same for up here. And I'll pop it on this side so it's past the water. It'll take time to get down there, but it's fine for now. Now, the thing with the thermoaqua tuner, I've got enough gold amalgam to make it. It'll be able to overheat at 175, which is fine. Now, this is a long bloody way away, and this is because I don't have plastic. I don't have plastic to make a steam turbine. I don't have the means to make particularly good items yet. I could get into the oil biome and start gathering this stuff. Because this cooler is a bloody stupid long way away, to be fair. Granted, putting her all the way down there is probably unnecessary. I could probably just get away with putting her over here or something like that. Yeah, let's do that. We've got a mermaid. We've got another angry griffin. Okay, this place is quite nice. Alacrabs, you are making the area you walk in worse for just how badly dressed you are. That is impressive. Not gonna lie. I am impressed with just how poorly dressed you must be. Huh. Well, could do something like this. Have 2 of these. Or I could just go ahead and grab some granite and run this along. No, let's just go with the molding, crown molding. Add that extra little bit of very easy decor.